Hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. It is Friday, TGIF Friday. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Welcome, Church Nelly moderator Elaine Parker, Karen Isabel, welcome, Anna Espinoza, Zenobia Wood, Fancy Fancy, Emerald Derrick, Gwendolyn Daniels, Marcy Foreman, Kenneth Doug, Lucy Wynn, welcome, moderator, and of course, the godmother to this whole experience. I tell you, we cannot thank you enough, Lydia, for all you have done for the Sussex Squad community. Lydia has taken on quite the role. It is incredible. And of course, Church Nelly has been Church Nelly has kept it real. Somebody had said something in the comments to me, and Church Nelly just really took that person to task. So Church Nelly is a ride or die. And I thank you for that. It was how could I put it? It was just ride or die. I live for that. So thank you. Cookies and cream, Jacqueline Squash, and Espinoza, and of course, Karen, who, thanks to Lydia, we have worked out her being in the live chats. I still don't know what happened and why it didn't happen, but that's what I mean. Lydia has been like a godmother for this experience. And then Opal Jones is here, Susan G, Margarita Taylor, and Gwendolyn Daniels, Mercedes Todd, Susie Q. Welcome, Mary H. Welcome, welcome, and even more welcome. B10 Pow. Wow, B10 Pow is here. I love that. That's the energy I need. Okay, so with that being said, shall we get into it? Now, I'm about as high as a Georgia pine. I'm about as high as William's hairline. The thing is, I think everybody in the squadron needed this boost from the Sussexes being nominated for, well, actually, I guess they've already won. It's just a formality of going to the ceremony tomorrow and receiving their award from the NAACP, right? And we needed that. We needed that because the tabloid media and the rotor, they have gone into overdrive with all of this superfluous, unnecessary criticism. And even today, there was like this thing about the Sussexes standing with the people of Ukraine. And so, where the negative tone of the articles left off, they just got so desperate, they started sourcing tweets as a way to criticize the Sussexes. Now, that's really tacky when you would turn to a tweet to go after them. Oh, yeah, they said they stand with the people of Ukraine. I'm sure that Putin is quaking in his boots. Girl, bye. Whatever. It, that's not showing that you're clever. That's showing that you're desperate because they went through all that trouble of sending jazz hands over there to the what is it, Denmark. Yeah, they sent her over to Denmark so that she could, do menial tasks. And other words, she just kind of sat at tables and chat and she grinned. Well, she did a lot of grinning, but then it wouldn't be her if she didn't grin. But yeah, so anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is it didn't work. It was much to do about nothing. It was a chance to, and do you guys know that that was only Jazz Hand's second um I guess overseas trip that she's taken by herself? That was only the second time that happened. So if that's your standard bearer, God help you because you're going to need it. You are going to need it. Anyway, so that's enough for all that who shot John. Let's just talk about the Sussexes for now because as Harry would say, I am over the moon. I am over the moon with Harry and Meghan. This is this is just I love it. It's their introduction to Hollywood on the red carpet, right? And with that being said, let's think about when they first left Narnia, right? When they first left Narnia, there was this whole big thing about, oh, they just want to go commercial and they are going to sell t shirts and cups and hats. They're not doing that. I am. They're not doing that. There's other people in the squad with merchandise. So they're not the ones doing it. We are. They are. There's nothing that they've done that has been undignified. Not one single thing. There hasn't been any rush to do anything publicly. As a matter of fact, we're seeing less of them away from Narnia than we've seen of them while they were still over there. So all of this doom and gloom and all of these things that they thought would cause the Sussexes to fail, this whole idea that they were going to have to commercialize everything about them or taking away the name of their charity, their foundation, rather. I mean, well, I think I got that right. Their foundation, Sussex Royal, that was supposed to like destroy them when they were sitting at Sandringham, trying to reenact the scene from The Godfather. You know, Gangster Gan, and of course Willie Leaks and Charles the inept. They all sat there trying to do like this whole Don Corleone thing with Harry, thinking that he was going to fall on his face. That there's no way. I mean, oh, we'll give it a year just so you know, in case you need to crawl back. Well, a year has come and gone, and it's come and gone again, and they are thriving. They're not falling. They're not falling down. They're not losing their prestige. They're only increasing their prestige. I mean, the way that the United States has accepted the Sussexes, not, you know, Meghan Markle, the actress, or the entrepreneur or humanitarian. I'm talking about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. We don't even, most people don't even know what a Duke is. They know it's some kind of title, but we care about um, what a person has done in their lives. What have you done to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and make something out of yourself? So, you know, this is not the aristocracy, it's the meritocracy where people's merits are what wins the day. Oh, that was good. Is Ivy here? You know, when I start using language like that, it means that Ivy is either near or she's here or it's something. But yeah, so hello, Deanna C. and Kay Costello. Hello, Lily Bell Grant. Good morning. So yeah, I mean, John Commonwealth. Hello. It just means that the Sussexes has exceeded all expectations and that the tabloid press has become increasingly desperate to try to find some type of way to disparage them or some kind of way to tear them down or it's just not working. They tried to, and so I'm going to tell you, yesterday, one of the squaddies said, okay, I think she said she was a stay at home mom and that she watches the morning news shows because I said, well, it seems to me like they have fewer of these so called royal experts on American television to try to go after the Sussexes. And she said, yeah, that's true. It's not happening as much. And I was glad to hear that because I don't watch any of those shows. The only time I see anything from like, you know, Good Morning America or um, CBS This Morning, the Today Show. The only time I see something like that is when I know that there's someone featured that I'm interested in seeing. Otherwise, you know, I just catch the clips here and there. And one of the reasons why I stopped watching anything to do with the Sussex is because, you know, without any warning, all of a sudden, boom, one of those people will show up. And it just kind of takes the entire taste out of your mouth. I mean, all of a sudden, the story is not as interesting. And then, of course, when it gets to that point where the, I don't know, I guess well meaning, somewhat ignorant American journalists will say something to the effect of, well, didn't they leave for their privacy? Didn't they want their privacy? And I don't know if that person is just ignorant or if they just don't know any better. But whatever it is incredibly frustrating. It is very frustrating and is hurtful. And I think the intention of it, I don't know how infiltrated the newsrooms or the editing process, but somebody deliberately throws that in there. It's a talking point that comes directly from the royal rotor. We all know that. That is a royal rotor talking point. Um, and they use it continuously to somehow, um, I guess, make it appear as though the Sussexes are being hypocritical or that they're liars or something like that. They it has its purpose. It has its purpose, but again, I can't help but think that that is some type of input from the Royal Rotor or Kensington Palace. Something somehow they have managed to reach those the editing process or a production process, but it seems to have been a thing of the past now. Maybe the American media, at least the ones that make sense, are realizing that it makes more sense to support the Sussexes fully than to play this game with Narnia or the Kensington Palace or Clarence House, wherever the marching orders are coming from. It just makes more sense to, be more supportive than to be a part of the problem. So, anyway, that being said, before I go on to my slides, I'd like to see some of your comments. And I'm going to get rid of this rodent. There we go. So, let's see. Okay. Yeah, because there was some good news today. There's more good news, and we'll talk about that. Hey, Baron, why do you have one of the pillars of Stonehenge on the left? Uh, are you talking about Camilla Tomini? Let me see. Is the award ceremony will be streaming? I don't know, Susie Q. I don't know how I'm going to watch it, but let's see. Some of you guys are not on Twitter, right? I intend to go live during the ceremony, and whatever we can grab from the airways, meaning that if I have to share the screen with Twitter or something like that, but the news is going to come pouring in. There will be some video clips, and we are just, if you're on Royal Sussex at that time, whatever I find, I'm going to share it. So, almost as soon as I get it, you'll see it. That's the only thing I can think of because I don't know how to watch it either. When the Oprah interview happened, I didn't know how to watch that. I had went through all of this trouble because at the time I had a cable box, but I hadn't watched cable I never used it. And so when it's time to watch something live, I never know how to get it. Now I have Hulu. I don't know how that works. Um, and my dear friend Mo Shannon, she watches more of my HBO than I do. And then I got a whole collection of people, friends and family that watch my Netflix more than I do. So I'm just a subscriber. I don't know how to use it, is what I'm saying. But I have watched everything available from the Gilded Age, and we'll have to do something about that one day. Um, yes. Um, you know, I guess for some reason I'm fascinated with how much space there is, surface area, between the hairline and the chin. I can never I can't, it's like I can't stop looking at it because I have this morbid curiosity about how much space there is, surface space, in comparison to the average person. So that's why that's why there's this fascination with this person. And yeah, I know it's weird. It's just like looking into the sun or something like that. But I can't help myself. But then she has like some obsessions of her own. Like for instance, this obsession she has with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, because she always, I mean, look, this is her resting Tomini face, right? That's her resting Camilla Tomini face. She always does that. So I know I probably should see someone about this, but I can't help it. It's just I'm fascinated. It's like that thing on Aaron Neville's forehead, that whatever that is on Aaron Neville's forehead over his eye. I can't stop looking at it, and it seems like it moves. Like one day it's on the right side of his head. Yeah, so I have that thing where with faces. Sometimes people have some kind of something that I just can't stop looking at. So with this person, it's the amount of surface area that makes up her face that seems to draw me in. It's like a moth to the flame. So I hope I explained that well, as though I should, because I spend so much time thinking about it. I should be able to discuss it. But yeah, she's quite a something. I'm not sure what it is. I promise they will take Liz off the dry ice at 8 Eastern time on Sunday because of, let me see, demise. Harry Dunn joined up with those black folks over there, and Meghan made him do it. Yeah, you listen. Lizzie is at the racetrack. Anytime you see the queen, she's always has some type of racing form tucked under her arm. I'm convinced of that. The queen, if she's not at the racetrack, then she's at the off-track betting. But she loves the horses, so she gets along with horses better than she gets along with people, which explains why she and Camilla seem to have ironed things out now. Um, Gangsta Gan Gan is old school. If you want to discuss dogs and ponies, um, she's your girl. So she's okay. She'll be all right. Don't worry about her. So let's get to the meat of it. I want to see at least a couple more comments before I go on. Um, let's see. I'm scrolling through. Jermaine Gray. Uh, After Meghan left him suffering a major, let me see, man, just cannot. Yeah, uh, is he in California now? I wasn't sure about that. Is he in California? Um, I don't know. Hey, Mo Shannon, with the passcode to my HBO Max. Can't wait to get home. Baron White, do you think you are a dentist? Did you say last year sometimes? Well, okay. Let me see. Yes, please do hit that like button. Okay, I'm gonna scroll. Yeah, okay. I'm ready to start with my slides. Okay, so the I guess the wait is over. Oh, I'm sorry, Gaines again. You got to go. The wait is over, and this is the nominee for the new Supreme Court justice. The first time in history an African American woman has been selected for one of 9 justices on the Supreme Court of the United States. Now, it is a lifetime position. I do believe that the federal judges usually have a lifetime on the bench, and the Supreme Court is the same. You serve for life. So the Supreme Court is part of the co-equal branches of our federal government. This system of checks and balances, where each branch, actually none is no stronger than the other. Like for instance, you have the president who enforces the law, you have the Supreme Court that interprets the law, and you have the legislation, that a legislative body that actually makes the laws. And so, being part of the co-equal branches of our federal government, that puts her in a very powerful position as a Supreme Court justice. And just yesterday, didn't I go on and on and on about how representation matters? And for women of color in the United States, and in particular, African American women who have been the least protected citizens in this country for a long time, to have a sister on the bench means a lot. It says a lot. And it is a unique way of bringing some type of representation to one of the highest levels of government that has never seen it before, such as the Supreme Court. So she's actually coming from another federal bench. She was nominated for that bench by Barack Obama. And so she's already been vetted. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you guys are worried, she's already been vetted. So as I keep saying, let's get into it. Ketanji Brown Jackson, 51 years of age, law school. She went to Harvard. And of course, currently DC Court of Appeals judge, nominated to the DC Court of Appeals by President Biden in 2021, confirmed by the Senate in June of 2021 by a vote of 53 to 44. Clerk for Justice Stephen Breyer, worked as on commission that reduced sentences for some drug offenses, right? So, anyway, she's not new to this. She's true to this. She's been around for quite some time. A very accomplished woman. And as though you guys are from Mars or have been living under a rock, of course not. Everybody knows Harvard Law. That means business, not business, business. That means business. If you have graduated from the Harvard Law School, the sky is the limit in terms of your ability to achieve in life. So she's one of the handful of people, given the size of this country, that has actually graduated from the Harvard Law School. So anyway, that is the nominee, and she is ready to work. 51 years of age, Harvard Law. So this is Biden's choice. Just happens to coincide with Black History Month. And as Biden said, there was no possible way that we were not going to have an African American woman as the next Supreme Court justice. So, barring any of those hijinks from you know who, then this should be pretty easy. I mean, the one thing about choosing a judge from the federal court is that they have already been vetted and vetted again. So there's not a lot of work to do where that's concerned. So when all else fails, they'll just make up something. But I think she's going to sail right through. So yeah, that's that. So what do you guys think? Congrats to her nomination, free at last and away. If you watch Ahmed Aubrey case, it explains why representation is needed. Yes, absolutely, Lil Rock. That's it. It explains it. A lot of times when we get so upset because of the way these trials go, it's because when we register to vote, we are also registered to be a pool of people to serve in these juries. And if you only have a limited amount of people that show up that happen to be people of color, then you won't have that representation. Now, some communities, they go out of the way to make sure that it's only like, let's say, one of us available, and then they hope for some reason they could, get rid of you. But that's why we have to show up and show out. That's why we need to make our voices heard so that when these things happen, such as the Aubrey case, there will be more representation of people from the community. You know, it's supposed to be a jury of your peers, and your peers are, you know, a cross section of society that hopefully will give you a fair, you know, verdict in whatever trial. So that's why it's very necessary for us to show up. Now, that being said, I'm older than her and I've never served on a jury. So I need to, you know, put my money where my mouth is because I'm embarrassed to say that's something I've never done. Jury duty is necessary. Okay. So more comments. Kim Hutton, Tyler Perry is a self made billionaire. He's far more than a comedian. Yes, he has quite a bit of business savvy. Tyler Perry, what he lacks in imagination, he more than makes up in talent when it comes to business. Um, you know, and before the civil rights movement, is what I'm so sorry that most children are never going to learn is that there were entrepreneurs in the African American community that started businesses that were worth millions of dollars um, back in the day. And we don't seem to have that kind of grassroots growth in the community anymore. Everything that we do is outside of the community. But there was a time when, you know, there were a Tyler Perry on every block, and some of them made it to, you know, some pretty high levels of wealth. So let's see. Okay. Hey, B10 pal. The Queen obviously approved of all the terrible things that happened to Princess Diana and then Diana's son and his wife rather. Um, yeah, she when it's convenient, the queen doesn't know about these things, and she's this old lady that we should leave alone. But when it's convenient for them to prop her up as all knowing, all seeing, then there's that other queen who steadies the nerves of the nation in times of crisis. And nobody knows the country better than she does. Nobody has a greater pulse, a greater finger on the pulse of things. So yeah, they do whatever's convenient. She's either weak and simple minded when it's convenient, or otherwise, you know, she's like the great Karnak. She sees everything that comes up. She knows about it before it happens. You can't control those evil spirits. They will be always around you regardless. She's young and intelligent. It comes with the territory, mostly in all walks of life, right? Okay. Thank you for that, Lil Rock. I really don't. It really don't matter if Tyler Perry movies are watched over there. They are in the U.S. and besides, he has tons of cash. Speaking of Tyler Perry, I like to think that my work on this channel compares to Tyler Perry in that some minutes it may be a bit zany and fun loving and everything, and then other times it can be very serious and heartfelt. So when people criticize Tyler Perry for like the transitions in his movie that are a bit unconventional, I can identify with that because I kind of feel like I make those transitions on a daily basis. But, you know, it's just the way I work. It is who I am. And I thank you all for accepting that. There's some people who just don't get it, and some of you all do. And I would imagine that's why you all are here. And again, I do thank you for it because I know I can be a bit much sometimes. Motivational speech moment in time is so uplifting. I I want have I seen that? Let me see if I can do that without getting in trouble because I've recently had two videos that I could not monetize, and it's interesting some of the things that they ding you for. So let me see if it's possible for me to do that before, that happens. So not today, but I will look into that because I don't want to get dinged for it. You can like get away with stuff on Facebook that you can't get away with on YouTube, and the same for Twitter. So um like if we had access to like music, like if they just gave us like, I don't know, 10 seconds of any song that we wanted to mix into a video, YouTube would be such a different place. And there was a time when you could do that, but now, if you monetize every little thing, they come after you. Notice how all these sycophants, obsessed white women who think Harry is their man, they're like a bitter ex who has been dumped. The salt in the wounds is Meghan, the brains and beauty, Harry's wife. That ownership that they have of Harry is alarming. And I was just listening to the Henry VIII, and she and her mother were discussing that, where they mentioned the fact that that little troll doll took like a 15-minute conversation and have turned it into a lifetime of work. And the obsession that she has with Harry, she's just one person. And I think she's cashing in on it greater than anybody else, maybe. But that obsession that she has with Harry seems to be a bit disconcerting sometimes, alarming other times. And yeah, it is a thing. You know what? I didn't realize I had the wrong photo. I thought this was it, but it's actually this one. So yeah. Anyway, that's the thing. So that obsession that they have with Harry seems to have reached a level that I think maybe is coming down a bit. The height of that obsession was when they left the UK. But this one right here, that's her bread and butter. She has to hang on to that. I think Rebecca English may have been another one who seemed to be a bit too close to Harry for comfort. And as they said on Henry VIII today, it kind of makes sense that there would be some type of relationship, seeing that they're traveling the world and going on these engagements and such. But Harry never spoke to this woman until finally, because the fact she was just hanging around and she was playing the sweet old lady routine, that she finally get a chance to sit down with Harry. And Harry, was very polite, I'm assuming, or whatever. And she took that 15-minute conversation and has turned it into, she's an expert on Prince Harry. She's the author of that book about Prince Harry. And when someone asked her, I think it may have been the Phil and whatever show, he asked her, if it was him, I'm recalling, he said, "Well, how is it that you could have, spent that limited amount of time, and what makes you an expert?" Well, it doesn't really matter that you've only spoke to that person for a limited amount of time. What's important is you follow their body language, you know their moods, and it really just depends on what Megan wants, because after all, Megan is a Hollywood actress, and in Hollywood they do what they want to do, and it's all a big grift. It's all a big grift. So anyway, she's good at it. I mean, like her or not, she's good at what she does. I think she's a big grifter, and I think she has turned her 15-minute conversation into probably a new flat or a townhouse somewhere. I think that's what happened. Angela Levin. Oh, bonsoir, Charlotte. I was about to start reading that, and I just realized that it was en français. And I don't want to show off, I don't want people around here to get a little intimidated because of my skill with the French language. So I'm just going to leave it because I could speak all of the French I want to, but I don't want people to think I'm showing out. So, I don't want to make the rest of the squatties feel bad. So I'm just gonna pass on this one. Um we merci beaucoup and all that. So yeah, I just what, y'all, I don't like to show out. So you know. Joan, come on now. You know I am fluent in French. Right. I know that song from Patti LaBelle and everything. So sometimes my words are a bit phonetic, but you understand what I'm saying. Très bien. Um, um, La petite appartement. Yes. Yeah, I just, guys, I want you to think that I'm just like everybody else and that there's no unique skills of language or anything that I have. So I'm just downplaying my abilities for your sake. I'm sure you're picking up what I'm putting down. So Tyler Perry's empire is self-made. His stories are funny and thought-provoking. He's compassionate. His quiet manner helps Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan. The royal rotor and British media can't let the Sussexes go. Happy day all. Well, Lou Lugo Estock, thank you so much for saying that, and thank you for reminding us exactly who Tyler Perry is. I'm gonna well, let me see, I'll put it to you like this. Um we Mademoiselle quoi pourquoi or parquet or something. um some of us African Americans are old enough to remember those musical plays from the 70s and 80s and maybe even into the 90s. The Shelley Garrett plays. You guys remember Shelley Garrett, right? Your arms are too short to box with God. Mama, I want to sing. Mama, don't. Those were the name of some plays that featured African American characters. There was a lot of gospel music, a lot of struggle, those kind of things. And so, growing up in the US, a lot of us have seen those plays, and it's like you're going to church. It has a lot of drama, it has a bit of comedy. There's a certain kind of play, a genre of play that is very well known in the African American community. They would fill up these huge halls and they were notorious for starting late because some of us know what CP time mean, and they were notorious for starting late, right? And so what Tyler Perry has done was that he's taken a lot of that type of material and he has kind of like put it together with some very urban contemporary themes, and that's how his empire was created. There was a market there and there was nobody else who could fill that market. There was nobody to like pick up where Shelley Garrett left off. And so yeah, that's where I understand um that that his niche in the market, that's where I think it comes from. Okay. I never called anyone ugly, but all those women who badmouth the Duchess have one thing in common. You got that right. I'm going to try to go through these really fast. They wanted Meghan to marry any man but Harry. Tyler was better to Harry and Meghan than his own father. That's true. Lil Rock, you are so right. You want to hear Levin on the panel of the Grimaldi Curse of Wives documentary. She was all positive and cordial. It irks me so much seeing this duplicitous evil troll. Okay. Quickly. Okay, I'm gonna have to scroll because I'm think I'm like way behind. Anastasia Isabella, another one of our star moderators. Anastasia Isabella, thank you so much for everything you've done for this channel. Let me see. Mary, she isn't fluent in French or any other language at all. She is a fraudster like her husband, Orange Buffoon. Oh, you must be talking about that mail order bride. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, she pretends to be French in 5 languages, but this linguistic expert, he said that the only thing that she is fluent in is Slovenian, and actually that's it. She's conversational in English. We all know that, and she could say a few words of other romantic languages. But when she went to France, she depended upon an interpreter. The only thing that she could say was what most people could say, and that is, "My name is." And aside from that, there was very little French that came out of her, even with school kids. Barron, you are naive if you think the Republicans are not now poring over all of her writings and papers looking for a gotcha. Black women existing is triggering for those folks. Oh, don't start. Trust me, I know that's going to happen. Um, that's why I, said that. Well, anyway, I made reference to that turtle because there's going to be quite a bit coming for her. I'm trying to be optimistic about it, but yeah, it's going to be something like the Salem witch hunt. I know it's going to be pretty tough, but the thing is, she's already been vetted, and so they're going to go through this whole process of trying to vet her again. Don't worry, she's going to the Supreme Court. Um, but let it play out the way it's going to play out. This is going to happen, like it or not. Hi, everybody. I'm late because I was having a disagreement with a family member. So glad you guys to keep me calm. Let me see. Go on, Baron. Make me laugh. Do I probably won't do that today. Just a certain type of entertainment. It's just silly, funny comedy. Tyler is a good person and a great businessman. Amen. So let me take a look at it. I got to get back to my slides, you guys. 789 people. That is awesome. Uh, quiz. I mean, Chaz and Billy are being so vocal about Liz's pose a live status because they still have to work and do against each other. Still have work to do against each other and need more time. Just a rumor. That would be such a big thing that let me respond to you in the language that I am most comfortable with, my first language. Les experts de language corporelle des Britanniques sont des menteurs et something contribute to the Britannique something. I told y'all, see, I just don't want to embarrass other people, okay? We I don't want you all to think that I am an imbecile. So I am just playing along for your sake, not to embarrass other people. That's all. Well, otherwise, I take care of my business. You ought to hear me ordering food. Okay. So Melania, you know what, you guys, I have to get back to my slides here because I got stuff to cover. So there's this Prince Harry and Meghan. I'm sure everybody on the planet knows about this because the media won't stop talking about it. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to receive President's Award at NAACP Image Awards. So that is tomorrow. Don't know how I'm going to watch it. Don't know how most people are going to watch it, but I'm going to do my best. I am going to go live at the time of the event. And whatever comes in, I'm not even going to worry if I get demonetized or not. I'm just going to put it on the screen so that we can all enjoy it. Because, like you, I'm not sure how I'm going to watch it. Some of you all know how to get there, but some of us, we just don't know. And so, if you're willing to join, I'll do the best I can. That's all I can say. I'll use the live screen or whatever screen share, and I'll put it out there as long as I can stream it. And whatever pops up on Twitter, I'm going to, continuously monitor the Twitter. Going to put that out there too. So this has those haters over there in Narnia upset. They are very upset about this. As I said, there is like this campaign in the Daily Fail among other tabloid media to try to downplay this as much as possible. They are trying to take their light away from them. They want them to become not 50%, but maybe 10% because they just went through all this trouble trying to uplift the Cambridges. And then they had this meeting where William went to MI6 or whatever, and he went and had this secret meeting. Um, Much to do about nothing. If it was something really important, do you think they would tell him? I doubt it. I mean, he's a he has no real power or authority at this time. Maybe he was trying to upstage his father. I don't know. But whatever it was, I'm sure it was much to do about nothing. Love it, Baron. We have a neighbor who gets all the cable channels, but no monthly cable bills somehow. Don't we all have that neighbor? A matter of fact, I think at one time I was that neighbor. Oh, let's see. The United States have accepted the Sussexes because of their actions and not because of who they are and what they stand for. Yes. So mock the Sussexes, if you will, British tabloid media, for saying that they stand with the people of Ukraine. Um, and I'm going to show you one of the best ways that you can tell that the Sussexes have a pulse on the consciousness of the world, if you will. The Sussexes, by saying that they really align themselves with young people, because the young people don't have a concept of this deference that people have for the royal family. The young people are asking very pointed questions like, what do they do and where does their money come from? You know what, and you know the right wing, they call it virtue signaling, right? Well, take a look at this. This is what's powerful about young people. Now, there's older people in that crowd, but when I look at this, I get goosebumps. This is the streets of Russia. And despite the fact that they may lose their jobs, they may lose their livelihood, or they may even lose their freedom, those kids hit the street to protest this unnecessary war. Now, if I was trying to pick a side, if I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I needed, just out of the blue to pick a side, I would say I would rather be on the side of these young people than I would the Royal Rhoda or Lord Nappyhead. This is the future. This is the future. That is not the future here. That's not the future. Well, that's the ghost of Christmas past or something, but that's not the future. This is not our future. None of that is the future. This is not our future, right? And this guy is not the future. None of those people are looking forward. They're looking back, but these kids are looking forward. They have so much to lose by taking to the street. And I admire that because in this moment, they have way more courage than I've ever had. I'll just say that they have way more courage than I've ever had. This is something that I've never had to face in my lifetime, was going out in the street to protest a dictatorship, knowing that with facial recognition and all that kind of stuff, they stand to lose a lot. And they said over 1,700 of them, that was what they said last night, had been arrested already. So this is the crowd that the Sussexes have identified with, not deliberately, not on purpose, but just because that's who they are. And people who pick up on that energy, like, okay, they were like amongst the first people and the only royal in that family to say something. The rest of the family is still thinking that just showing up and waving and pulling back a drape to show a plaque or cutting a ribbon is going to cut it, but it's not. So they stand with Ukraine, I stand with Ukraine, and I stand with them. I feel like I'm going in the right direction. I'm not looking to the past. So that's why I'm not worried about the future of the Sussexes, because they're moving in the right direction. It's the royal family that needs to catch up. So that being said, let me take this away. But I hope you can pick up what I'm putting down. Don't worry about Harry and Meghan. They are going in the right direction. And in spite of everything that they risk, they are taking the establishment to court. They are fighting their corner, and they are going to put it on the line so that they can protect one another and protect their family. So it's not as though this is risk free for them. It's not that their money insulates them from any potential problems down the road, but just like the future Supreme Court justice, they have been vetted and vetted again. And the Duchess of Sussex has been vetted so many times in so many ways, and there's nothing, there's no there. So, no matter what happens with the Supreme Court justice, no matter what happens with the Sussexes, they have been vetted. And so they can keep trying to make up stuff if they like, but none of it ever sticks. There's no there. So, I'm confident that they shall be triumphant. And the NAACP Image Award, this is just a start, of their, I guess, coming out to Hollywood. They haven't really, I mean, it's taken over 2 years for this to happen. This is something that the royal family, that the royal rodents, and all the rest of that lot, they thought this was going to be how they spent their first summer. Well, the pandemic happened. And of course, another child was born. So they've been busy. And of course, they are getting their financial footing. But now that that has been established, and now that we are living with this pandemic, the Sussexes are on the move. And all of the criticism and taking tweets and trying to make news out of it, that's not going to stop this train from rolling. They're on the wrong side of history. Yes, the United States have accepted the Sussexes. Let me do a scroll because I'm way behind. Charlotte, I was thinking of the same thing just this morning. I said, Meghan and Harry, Le Palace places. Yeah, and that's what I said, Charlotte. I said the exact same thing this morning. So the NAACP is not Hollywood. It's an organization to help Black people. And every year, an award is given to the creme of the Black citizens. Is The show is held in Los Angeles. Scorpio, I get that. I get that. This is a organization that was born out of the civil rights movement and such, born out of the Jim Crow era, but is going to be a red carpet event of sorts. It's going to, be in LA, and there's going to be a lot of celebrities there. So it's not the Oscars, it's not the Emmys, but for all intent and purposes, this is like a coming out to Hollywood. There's going to be a lot of movers and shakers there. So there is there's much truth in what you say, but I feel like this is a coming out to Hollywood type of event. And there's is celebrity is not a bad word. The royal family is a bunch of celebrities. They are more Kardashian than they would want you to believe. So I stand behind what I said. But yeah, if you want to go back to the roots of it, 115 years, yes, the NAACP is something very different from, say, an Emmy Awards, but there's going to be some big names there. And there's going to be a lot of wealth and power in that room, and I'm just glad the Sussexes will be there. Okay, just when Billy thought he could burn his wheel of color, um, um, Meghan Harry get tied up with the NAACP. That's a very much racehorse space. No, I can't say the other word. I have to say racehorses. Otherwise, I get in trouble. I think that this is letting the royal family know that Harry and Meghan are well liked and respected. Yeah, I don't think Hollywood is a bad word. I don't think, when they try to put Megan down by saying Hollywood, you know what? Megan is a product of Southern California. And if you want to say Los Angeles, Hollywood, I mean, her father had his position. She's known more famous people in her lifetime than most of us could ever possibly know. And we don't even know the extent of how she knows these people. But the reason why she walks with confidence is because she knows how the game is played. She knows how to build the type of financial security necessary. Do you remember when they said she had a lawyer from Beverly Hills? How many of y'all got a lawyer from Beverly Hills that you've known for years? I don't. This is why I'm saying this is just more evidence that the Duchess of Sussex already knows how to walk amongst this crowd of people. Thank you so much, Teresa Wiseman, for the super sticker, and happy Friday to you. I hope this is a great day for you. There's 860 people in the live chat. Please don't forget to like, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider it. I personally think that the Kardashians are much more than the royals. For starters, they treat each other with respect and never snitch on each other. I have zero respect for most of the royals. Melody Williams, I have to say, the fact that the Kardashians, whether or not you're into that brand of entertainment or personality stuff, say what anybody wants about them, at least they managed to build wealth for themselves. None of this was just a gift. They have worked hard for what they have. And, through one facelift at a time, through one Botox injection at a time, they've done something with themselves. They weren't just depending on well, I guess they did depend on the air hostess, but just, not this one. Well, I tell you, people underestimate those air hostesses, don't they? Let me see. Now the Rotor Rats have to call their one black friend to see if they can get them a ticket for the award show. Okay. Um, let's see. I just like that photo, that's all. And then there's this. Meghan Markle, dubbed as the Invisible Duchess after allegedly going missing for 104 days. So that was a complaint. Now they're going to start winding up and getting all juiced up with this idea that the Sussexes are being overly exposed. You see that? This is what's going to happen next. First, she was hiding, but everybody is waiting and waiting and waiting to see what they wear. And I think that the Duchess of Sussex take her position and her title very seriously. I think she takes it very serious, and that she is going to be very dignified tomorrow night in her fashion choices. And she's going to look every bit the royal, simple, clean lines. There won't be this, over representation or anything like that. But this is a big moment. This is a huge moment. What led up to this, of course, was the Intrepid. That event was a red carpet event. And this is going to be like a whole nother thing. This is on the West Coast. There's a whole different vibe and feel. This is not, a military honor. This is actually them, mixing it up with some Hollywood people, which is something that we haven't seen yet. We have not seen this many famous people in the same room with the Sussexes. At least I don't think so. But this will be a first. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see who they're, mingling with. We still are at the tail end, I hope, of a pandemic, but I'm just looking forward to see who the Sussexes are mingling with. So that's going to say a lot. And of course, the tabloid media is going to make a lot out of it. But 104 days, with the exception of Christmas, and maybe there was another pap photo I'm not thinking of, but it's been 104 days, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm here for it. And I hope that the Duchess of Sussex bedazzles everybody and makes the two haters over there in KP. I hope I know they'll watch. They'll be watching just like everybody else. Okay. I think I already talked about this. That was a statement from the Sussexes. And of course, they were mocked terribly in the Daily Fail. If you are easily triggered, do not, I repeat, do not look at the Daily Fail at all today, because it is very petty. It is painfully triggering the way that they are trying to make a mockery of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Don't bother with it. There's nothing there that you really need to see. They are deliberately trying to do everything that they can to. Oh, by the way, there's a statement from Invictus. I'm going to share that with you guys. Let me do this. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to do a screen share so I can share it with you directly. This just came up on the Twitter. Maybe about 2 hours ago, maybe. So let me do that. I'm going to share it with you guys. Which window? I think this is it. And share. Okay, there it is. This is, I believe, from the Invictus Games. Regarding the situation in Ukraine, our thoughts are very much with the Invictus Game Team Ukraine, their friends and family, team staff, and the nation. As the situation develops, we urge our international Invictus community to stay safe and to reach out and support each other if any are affected by the news. Invictus Games Foundation CEO Dominic Reed, Invictus Game, The Hague 2020, CEO Connie Winting. So that's from Invictus today. So, and this is what we're going to do during the NAACP event. We're going to just see what pops up, and then I'm just going to share it directly, much in the same way. And I apologize in advance if any racy photos of myself emerge during. I apologize in advance. I mean, because you just never know when, like, some photo of me and Daisy Dukes with an exposed midriff may pop up on my screen share. And I'm just warning you guys, I have no control over this. Huh? I'm just seeing if y'all paying attention to me, because I think some of y'all may have nodded off. Okay. Okay. I was just testing you guys. I was just testing. Because I have a feeling that some of you guys are multitasking or dozing off or something like that. And so sometimes I have to say something deliberately shocking to make sure that you are still with me. And now I know. Kim Hutton, happy Friday. What have you just walked into? Happy Friday, all of you. Stay safe. I am signing out shortly. My train stop is coming up in a few minutes. Baron, I will listen to the rest of your show later. Warm regards. Kim Hutton, thank you so much. And thank you for making me a part of your daily commute. Let's see. I mean, who hasn't wanted to see an overcaffeinated, chubby baby boomer strutting down the street in some Daisy Dukes and an exposed midriff? Exposed midriffs were pretty popular back in the 70s and the 80s. So um, even though some of you all may be skeptical about whether or not I can still pull that off, or should I say put it on, I adjusting for time and gravity. Okay, yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. But okay, let me get rid of this. How do I take that off of there? Okay, there we go. All right, it is removed. But yeah, so you guys can laugh if you want to, but me in Daisy Dukes and an exposed midriff, that is the portrait Norman Rockwell forgot to paint. An overcaffeinated, chubby baby boomer content creator in oils. So, woo. Okay. Now that we've gotten that out of our system, yesterday I was so like, out of it. I'm glad to be able to laugh again because yesterday I was a mess. I was just like, I got to I got to get my mojo back. So I think I'm good now. Um um Dickie Arbiter. Let me see. It's about time the Duchess. Yeah, you guys, warning, I'm about to get kind of shady. I'm about to get a little shady. So if you um are one of those people that say, "Can't we just talk about Meghan and Harry?" You just nailed it, Baron. Meghan was not tabloid fodder. Meghan knows that Hollywood entertainment community works. She knows how it works. And she and Harry aim for the room where it happens. Yes, yes, that's what I'm saying. Hollywood is not a bad word. Hollywood, celebrity, none of that is a bad word. It's what people do with it that makes it bad. It's just like wearing an exposed midriff and wearing some hot pants. There's nothing wrong with that until a middle-aged, over-caffeinated, chubby baby boomer puts it on and goes strutting down the street. Then that's a problem. But it's pretty innocuous to see those things by themselves. They're just objects. But it doesn't take a nasty turn until the wrong person puts it on. Then you got a problem. Right, Lucy Wynn? That's when the problem happens, is when the wrong person wears hot pants. So I cannot believe we are having this conversation. It must be Friday. But yeah, if the wrong person puts on hot pants, then there's an issue. But otherwise, as long as the wrong person isn't wearing hot pants, then there's no problem. There's nothing to see here, folks. Just move it on. You know how they say in those old cop movies. All righty, folks. There's nothing to see here. Just move it along. Okay. I am multitasking, Baron. One eye here and the other eye at work. Well, thank you, B10. Every time you tell me that you're at work and you're listening, I am completely flattered by that. Thank you so much. So, in honor of your contribution to this podcast, I tell you what, I will forego the hot pants this weekend and wear something more age appropriate, like some gray sweatpants and a big t-shirt. So everybody can take a collective sigh of relief. I am not going to leave this house with an exposed midriff this weekend. Why? Because gravity is a mother. The unroyal family is so tone deaf, they're following their racehorses thugs to attack the only biracial member in the family for receiving a prestigious award from a historically black organization. Yes, yes, Black Hollywood will be there. Black Hollywood will be there. So I'm very interested to see exactly how this happens. Light skinned Harry, as some of the comedians have referred to him because they feel that closeness with him. He's very suave. He's got that swag. So some comedians have referred to him as light skinned Harry will be there. And it's just going to be very interesting. Yvonne Clark, thank you so much for the super sticker. And happy Friday to you. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, it's not a bad word or place. I work in the industry for many years. We say if we did it all the things people said we did, we never get any work done. Teresa Wiseman, I agree. I agree. I hate when people bad name, they're woke, they're this, they're that, the liberal agenda. Hollywood has been a huge economic engine for the state of California for over 100 years. For over 100 years, Hollywood has been this huge economic engine. It's one of the reasons why California's economy is like the fifth largest economy in the world. If California was a nation, it would be the fifth wealthiest nation in the world. So don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. There's nothing bad about Hollywood, entertainer, celebrity. That's why they used to call them movie royalty, because we didn't have all that stuff over there in Narnia, but we knew that there were these people who were admired because of how they have become famous, wealthy, and influential simply by entertaining us. And believe me, they're more entertaining than somebody cutting a ribbon and chopping wood and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, as promised, I warned you guys it's going to get a little messy. So it's about time the Duchess of Cambridge was recognized as a workhorse and not a clothes horse. It doesn't matter what she's wearing. What's important is what she's doing and why. She's in Denmark. Oh, Dickie Arbiter, thanks for trying to juice us up with that one right there. Like we really gonna go, oh my goodness, she's in Denmark. Wow. Oh, that's so important. What is she doing? Chopping wood, sliding down the slide, and oh, really? Really? Okay. Well, nice work if you can find it, but who cares about that? So there was this comment which Omid Scobie proved once again that he's a very balanced royal reporter. I wish all royal reporters were like Omid Scobie. Okay, boots were licked. That was Omid Scobie's reaction to this comment. No one holds the Duchess of Cambridge in greater esteem than the male. While visiting Denmark, she showed exactly why. She's enthusiastically chopped logs and took a woodland ramble with kindergarten pupils as part of her crusade to give children a better start in life. Always smiling, never stuffy. Let me see, relishing duty. Kate is the perfect ambassador, a powerful force for good, and a credit to the country. This was from the Daily Mail. This was from Lord Nappyhead's paper. This is from Lord Nappyhead's paper. So Lord Nappyhead, whose ancestry is a bit confusing, Um, due to his appearance, I'm just not really sure that he's everything that he appears to be. Someone said in the comments yesterday that he looks like he can be an S curl model. Um, okay, so the Daily Fail decided that they would try to help big up Kate and make her seem far more important than what she is. Now, this happened while things like tanks rolling toward Ukraine. Um, the Sussexes were seen out and recorded by maybe the paparazzi or just some doofus with a cell phone. But anyway, that happened. More evidence that Eugenie was out having a good time with with her cousin, and of course, probably like a big play date and weekend retreat to boot. So that kind of took the shine off of Kate, and out of desperation, the Daily Mail decided that I don't even know that anybody signed this editorial comment, but yeah, they just threw it out there, I guess, to try to sow the seeds of confusion or to rock back the Sussexes, whatever. I don't know what the whole point of it was, but it's out there. And um, I think Omid Scobie's comment was absolutely bang on when he said boots licked, because that is like the old boot licking thing where you submit yourself to someone by literally licking the soil off of their shoes. Thank you, B10 Pal. Thank you, and happy Friday to you. And again, thank you for spending time with us, multitasking in the workplace. I love to hear that. And you are one of the reasons why I have chosen noon as the hour to do the podcast, because I'm hoping to catch some of you all during your lunch break just to help pass the time of day. So, again, thank you for that, for being ever so supportive. Okay, so right here, we can see that there is a disaster coming. The Caribbean Network, which I hope I remember to follow them, breaking news: the Jamaican government says it will not be paying for an expected royal visit of Britain's Prince William and his wife, Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge. They are simply not going to pay for it. They are not interested in paying for it because everybody knows that the host country pays. The host country pays for almost everything. And there's a list of places that they wanted to go. They wanted to see how people are getting along with the pandemic. I think all of this on the surface can seem very sweet. But at the same time, what about the calamities happening back in Narnia? Huh? What about that kind of stuff? Next time they listen to um I guess their advisors, and that would include Dan Wooten Tootin. I don't know that he is an advisor, but I don't know that he's not. But I know that the calls are coming from inside the house. That very creepy guy seems to have a certain amount of information fed to him from Narnia or from Kensington Palace. I think that he should start giving as well as receiving. Oh, that sounds strange talking about him, but I think he should start giving some advice rather than just receiving information, because he knows how this look. This looks really bad for them. This is the fourth time that they have been rejected when they offered to make these public trips. This is the fourth time this has happened. How many times do you have to hear people say, no, we won't have any of that. We're really not interested. They really can't refuse them because they are actually working as ambassadors for the crown, for the country. They are working as ambassadors, and they, have a certain right of mobility within the Commonwealth and around the world. But at the same time, nobody really wants them. This is their future. Their future is being unwelcome. And as I said earlier, young people, young people will ask the questions that a lot of older people full of deference just will not even bring up. What do they do? Where does their money come from? And are they standing with the people of Ukraine? Are they standing with anybody? Do they stand for anything? What do they stand for? This is what's so baffling about this need to go to the Caribbean. You don't want another Barbados to happen. Okay, I can get that. But at the same time, the thing that is brewing is that what is it, thousands of people that they want to kick out of Britain because things with the pandemic have calmed down and they want to charter these flights and they want to get these people out of there so that they won't take jobs from the rest of the British people. And as we know, anytime people say that they're taking on jobs, it's usually jobs that nobody else wants to do. The price of produce in the United States has gone up because of those jobs that nobody else wants to do. And so, to have used a certain portion of your population for work that other people didn't want to do, and then let's not confuse the fact that a lot of those people from the Windrush, what do you call it? Sh- migration, if you will, a lot of those people from the Windrush, those are working professionals. Those are people who have been there since childhood. It's like the dreamers here in the United States. There are some people that have never been a citizen that have been here since they were children. Why would you want them to feel insecure? And so, on the one hand, this is what's so stupid. You want to celebrate the fact that Tweedledee and Tweedledum are coming to the Caribbean, but at the same time, waiting in the wings, you have planes fueled up and ready to take off. I told you about sneaking up on me like that. You got planes fueled up and ready to take off so that you can kick people out of the country, especially during a time when the global economy is in tatters. You want to kick those people out. And the Home Office, they don't even deny that that's the case. So I think the timing is bad. I think they are going to be very poorly received. They're going to do the best they can to control events so that nobody asks a question or anything like that. But this is going to be embarrassing for them. All of the effort, all of the keening that they've done in the past few months has amounted to nothing. All of it has been outdone, outclassed, outmaneuvered by the Sussexes just being. All the Sussexes had to do was just be themselves, and they have outclassed these two people in a stellar fashion. I mean, just completely have undone everything that they've been trying to do. So, you know how petty I am, right? You know I'm a bit petty. They had to show this picture of her wearing that garish green dress, that country kitchen curtain couture dress. Um, Queen Bee, thank you so much. Thank you. I feel the love. Thank you. But I'll accept the super sticker. But I'm feeling the love, and thank you so much for always being so supportive to this channel, for commenting and for liking, clicking the like button, for being a subscriber and such. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that country couture. Well, anyway, I started thinking, what does that dress remind me of? And if you look in the center of this slide, I finally figured it out. I finally figured it out. Up in the valley of the Jolly Green Giant. I started thinking Jolly Green Giant. Y'all remember that commercial? Hey, Sprout. That was the little one's name, Sprout. I started thinking Jolly Green Giant. She wore this dress 1 week before Meghan came back for her victory tour, for her farewell tour of the United Kingdom. You guys remember that when they were at the Westminster Abbey and all that? when they had when she wore the red cape dress. She literally wore this a week before that. And if you look at the way she's strutting, I mean, she literally thought she was causing it. And yes, I know I've talked about this outfit before, but it haunts my dreams. It is the stuff of nightmares. Remember when Princess Diana got married and the Archbishop said, it's the stuff of fairy tales? Well, this is the stuff of nightmares. This is the nightmare of Kensington Palace. How did they let that child out the door in that dress? To go to Ireland, of all places. This is not complimenting the people of Ireland. This is an insult. This is why the Cambridges should stay home. And I'm going to quote Henry VIII one more time. She said, save them from themselves. Will somebody please save them from themselves? Henry VIII said that yesterday in her podcast. Somebody please save them from themselves. And I just keep hearing that in my head. Somebody please save them from themselves. I don't know how that happened. And then if that's not enough, I mean, it goes all the way up the neck. It's bad enough when you have something like that below your knees, but then it's crawling up your neck, it's cutting off your hands. That dress is consuming her. I did warn you guys I was going to get a little petty, but that dress is consuming her. Now, they brought up these images of her along with the idea that they're going to go to Jamaica, Belize, and wherever else they're going. But they brought up this image of her wearing that dress. Now, it almost seemed innocent when it was covered with that green coat. But then once she took that coat off, good Lord, what happened next? Pow! You just couldn't make something like this up. Up in the valley of the Jolly Green Giant. Dun, da, 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 da. Come back to Jamaica. Remember those commercials for Jamaica tourism? What's old is what's new. Da, 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 da. Well, I tell you, when it comes to that dress, what's old should have stayed in the kitchen covering up the windows. Because those country cottage curtain kitchen window couture, that dress that she's wearing, I can never, ever understand how that happened. They don't do, I guess, those royal tour things well. They never have, really. It's always something. But that particular day, you can tell she was the weakest link. So they have been trying and trying in vain to build her up with this trip to Denmark, but I say it was a monumental waste of time. That was a complete waste of time. They should have never have allowed that to happen. And I have some, well, and then I thought about it. I said, maybe the reason why she looks so uncomfortable with her hands, see how her mouth is askew and her hands are kind of don't know where to go. I think maybe it's because when the people were waving goodbye at that particular event, I started feeling bad. I said, maybe she thought they were making fun of her. You know what I mean? Maybe she thought they were making fun of her. Maybe. I don't know. But and then I thought, I have been giving this some thought. Maybe she just shouldn't wear green. Maybe it's the green that she should avoid. So, let me know if you're following what I'm saying. Maybe it's the green that should be avoided. Because when she wears green, and I don't know why the Cambridges, is it the environmental thing? Is it the earth flop or whatever that makes them go for the green? But it just doesn't seem to suit them. Isn't it incredible that the Duchess of Sussex wore green one time? I mean, really a green, emerald green. She wore green just one time and completely aced it. But this girl wears green again and again and again. And no matter how many times she wears green, it just never makes sense for her. It just never makes sense. The last time was just as bad as the first time. So if I was her, I think I would avoid green. Yeah. Green is not her color. So, like I said, the Duchess of Sussex wore green at one time and totally aced it. But she's been trying to pull off this green again and again, and it just doesn't suit her. So, but the jazz hand thing, I think perhaps she thought they were making fun of her. Told you I was going to get a little messy. And then I thought about it. As you can see, I have committed quite a bit of time. I thought about it and I said to myself, self, I said to myself, self, it's not just her. She's not the only one that is trying to pull off this green. It's him. He's doing it too. He keeps wearing green. So I think maybe it's their commitment to the environment or something like that that's causing them to go green all the time. But um and when I saw him with that green turtleneck, I said to myself, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't just yes, he did. No, he didn't. I was in denial. And then I said, what does he remind me of? What in the world am I seeing? And I thought about it. Mitchum Roll-On deodorant. Mitchum Roll-On. He's cosplaying Mitchum Roll-On deodorant. He's really doing this. So, yeah, that's my theory. I know I'm being petty, but that's my theory. If I was them, I would avoid green because green is jarring and unsettling. It doesn't suit them. And I'm really trying to help them. I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, Baron, why are you picking on them? I'm trying to help. Friends don't let friends leave the house wearing green when it doesn't suit them. That's all. So, if you agree or disagree, I'm trying to help. I know it doesn't seem like it, but really, I'm seriously trying to help. So, um, recollections may vary. Recollections may vary, but I'm seriously trying to help. Somebody's got to do it. Happy Friday, everyone. Um, let's see. And then, okay, I know y'all thought I was through, right? I'm not. I started thinking about her chopping that wood. I said, and by the way, you guys, Mo Shannon helped me put this together. Mo Shannon helped me put this together. We were having another one of our long conversations. And anyway, somehow we came up with this. So this one I've had some help with. We were discussing how chopping, because Mo Shannon said, I don't know why I keep thinking about her chopping that wood. I said, yeah, doesn't it kind of remind you of Joan Crawford? And she said, yeah, when she was chopping at the roses. The roses. Christina, bring me the axe. Yeah, and so somehow between myself and my co-conspirator, we thought about the fact that the gold gown, she was looking like Joan Crawford. We thought about the chopping the wood reminds us of Mommy Dearest. And before you knew it, this is what happened. I ended up making a meme. And so I decided to do a little cut and paste to create another image that I hope brings some type of joy to your weekend. But yeah, so that's it. There is Joan Crawford. I'm sorry. There's Kate Crawford, aka Duchess Doolittle, out there in the Rose Garden. Yeah, she's in the Rose Garden for a change. going after a rose bush. So there's all kind of references there. And just think, all of this happened because Mo Shannon couldn't stop thinking about her chopping that wood. Yeah. So this is what happened when somebody who's pretty petty as me ends up talking to someone who's equally measured to that task. And this is a collaboration. Happy weekend, one and all. I'll put this in the community tab later. But yeah, that's what came to mind was when Joan Crawford or Faye Dunaway was in the garden, doing some pruning late one night. Fun stuff, right? Oh, thank you, Gina. Thank you. Yeah, this is what I do to cope. I get a little messy, but it's my coping mechanism. This is how I deal with some of that nonsense from that family. Uh, if I remember last night, you were um you were singing for your supper, believe me. You were singing for your supper. You were going at it. And she broke into song and a few other things. So if y'all think that I'm the only one who can get a little messy, believe me, um, Mo Shannon is more than capable and able to measure up to the task. So there you have it. That's Joan Crawford. Well, actually, that's Faye Dunaway cosplaying Joan Crawford, who has been cosplayed by the Duchess of Cambridge. See there? I'll show you that again. There's Joan. I'm sorry, Faye Dunaway cosplaying Joan Crawford, who was cosplayed by Kate on 2 occasions. Once was at that whatever that was. She's giving you Joan. And then here, I decided to take it a step further. And all of this happened because of that ill-fated trip to Denmark. If she would have stayed out of Denmark, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. So that's what I was thinking. uh, oh boy. Well, Christina, bring me the axe. Okay. So, what are your thoughts? Let me go to the comments and see how you guys feel about this. Have I overstepped the mark? My shower curtain has the exact same tone. Maybe I have to throw it away. Let's go back to the other slide, shall we? That one. Why did the Daily Mail think that it was so courageous that she chopped wood? Why was that important? What was the whole trip about? The whole jazz handing, pandering to the masses trip. What was this about? And then look at this. Cost of living crisis. 1 million UK children set to go hungry. But yet, the Duchess of Cambridge has gone to one of the most prosperous nations in Europe, where the standard of living is higher than even the average standard of living is higher. They have a better quality of life on average in Denmark. I mean, when it comes to the happiness rating, they are way up there, exceeding the UK, exceeding the United States, Canada, a whole lot of the industrialized Western European countries. They are up there like in the top 5, I think, if not number 1. So why is she going over there to help them with their children? Why are you going over there to talk about child development in Denmark when there's people right there in the UK that need help? I'm pretty sure they don't want it from you, but you could at least ask before you go over there and run through the forest, jazz hand down the sliding board, and chop wood. There's people over there that need help. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Connie. This is the breadth and width of the entire trip was that she would go over there and pose and pose and pose. And people who can barely heat their homes, people who are running to the food bank, are supposed to praise the heavens above that she's able to go over there and do that because that's really going to help them at home. And you know what? I am being petty, but I'm taking a page right out of the Daily Fail. I don't have the reach of the Daily Fail, but I have the spirit. You know how they get petty about the Sussexes? Well, I'm getting petty too. I want in on some of that petty. I'm so petty that when I saw her, well, actually, when Mo Shannon saw her chopping that wood, we both started thinking Joan Crawford, or Faye Dunaway, Joan Crawford. So that is what led to it. But I want to be petty with them because they have totally disrespected the Sussexes today with their blaring headlines about Putin is afraid that they're standing with Ukraine. Well, at least they stand for something. Eldred, thank you so much for the super sticker. I just love your podcast. So glad to catch you live, Baron. You brighten my evening when listening to the replay. Happy weekend, everyone. And so excited to see Harry and Meghan at the NAACP Awards. Eldridge, thank you, thank you, thank you for the super sticker. Happy Friday to you. And I am so glad that I can help with some of this stuff because, as I say, we've all felt that same bitter frustration because of the way the Sussexes have been mistreated. And it's not just limited to them. There are so many people. As a matter of fact, we are going to get a big dose of it very soon when they go after this woman. And you know what? We'll be there for her. We'll be there for her. And we will poke a little fun at some of the perpetrators and we will call them out. And that's what this community is about. So thank you again. But yeah, we this is necessary. We have to do it. And um even though some of the people in the squad don't call out things the way I do, they should not be discounted. I mean, how many people in the squad is going to reference the Jolly Green Giant? I couldn't say that with a straight face. But how many people in the squad are going to reference the Jolly Green Giant when they look at this princess of the realm, the Duchess of Cambridge? Not many, but I can guarantee you something. I will. Up in the valley of the Jolly Green Giant. Oh, I see Ronnie Vanna has just joined us tonight, or this afternoon, rather. Happy Friday, Ronnie. I hope you're having a good day. You just into the chat, Messy. Yes, she is her own ecosystem. Just looking at her, I can hear, wah, wah, I hear all kinds. I can hear some type of jungle movie theme playing in the background. You know how they always had those birds. That's what. Woo! There's all kind of little animals and things on the floor of the forest, foraging for food. All of that is referenced in that dress. Well, thank you for that, Ronnie. I didn't know exactly what I was seeing, but I get it now. Sometimes you just can't put stuff into words, and that's when you need a friend to help you out. So I appreciate that. Woo! So I hope everyone is enjoying this very pettiest of Fridays. I know I am. Given the mood I had yesterday with the whole thing in Ukraine, I feel as though I have recovered a bit. And even though I can't jazz hand my way out of some of those things, um, I mean, she has that little tick. She has that tick with the jazz hands, and that's how she cope with things. I don't have jazz hands. I don't have that. I don't have that coping mechanism. That's her way of self therapy. That's like a little thing that I don't know where she learned it, but in order to like calm herself, she started the jazz handing. I don't have that. If I had that, then maybe things would go easier for me, but I don't have jazz hands. Um, if I had jazz hands, I would probably be a more calm person, but I just don't have that. So, I can't find the video you mentioned where the children asked Will and Kate where Meghan hair. Oh yeah, that video. I've seen it a lot on Twitter. Let me see if I have it myself. If I can find it quickly, then I'll do that one. Uh, I don't think I have it. Not handy, so otherwise I would gladly share that with you guys, but I don't have it handy. But let me see. What is this one? I'm not sure I can do this, but let me see if I can make this happen. Um, if you guys remember some time ago, um, the Cambridge's relationship was kind of called into question because let me see. Do you guys remember when? First of all, let me make sure that this is right. Okay, I have a couple of versions of this. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can make this work.
To shrug off the PDA. There it is right there.
Oh, did you see it? Did you see it?
What do you think?
Yeah.
So he puts his hand up.
Let's reenact.
You guys remember that? When it was I think it was when those rumors had started about the Rose Garden.
To shrug off the PDA. There it is right there.
Oh, did you see it?
Did
you see it?
What do you think?
Yeah.
So he puts his hand up.
Let's reenact.
To shrug off.
You guys remember that? That really did happen. So yeah, I don't have that other thing, but I have that in my vast archive of receipts where, there was that shrug off right there. So that really happened. And I think that started at or about the time that the rumors of the Rose Garden came out. So again, when I was speaking to Mo Shannon and she mentioned she couldn't stop thinking about the wood chopping, then somehow it led us to speak about Faye Dunaway cosplaying Joan Crawford, who obviously has been cosplayed by the Duchess of Cambridge. See how the world is like really is a big circle that goes round and round. She dresses like Joan. She chops in the garden or whatever like Joan. So yeah, that is the future Joan Crawford. Christina! Okay, so enough of that. Let me get rid of her for a second here. I have completed my slides, so that means I've said just about everything that I wanted to say. Again, congratulations to our future Supreme Court Justice. And yes, it will be a bit of a battle, but I just have faith that she's going to achieve the what seemed unachievable for a woman of color in this country, especially an African American woman, to be a Supreme Court justice at age 51. Ketanji Brown Jackson. And one of the best things about this is I get to watch a lot of these network news people say this very ethnic sounding name over and over again. So I love it. Every time I see them preparing to mention her name, have you seen the way they all kind of take a big, swallow like oop, because they are wondering, am I gonna lose my job today? Am I gonna get canceled? Am I gonna mess up this name? So I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to see them say her name. I'm just like, come on, you got to say it eventually. And they all pause and they say, Ketanji Brown Jackson. Yeah, they have to get used to it. They have to get used to it, but it's fun though. Not to take away from this big thing that's happening, but I'm just a little petty, so I was waiting to see how they pronounce her name, how much courage, how sure of themselves they are before they get it out there. And you know what? They're doing okay. Um, Again, this is one of those things that we in the African American community have experienced over the years was being in a public place and having someone say a name like that and seeing how they pull it off. But to the credit of these reporters, I think they have done very well. Okay, so Don Lawrence says the royal family has stripped Kate of her personality. She has no personality. She takes on Diana. Let's see. She takes on Diana. She takes on the Queen. She takes on Meghan. I guess Kate doesn't know who she is. Yeah, she starts cosplaying everybody, doesn't she? And because of something I read about Kate, where someone referred to her as a jointed doll that you dress up in pretty clothes. You know how wild my imagination is. Sometimes I just get to thinking about stuff and, the wheels in my head start turning, and then I came up with this. Um, I'm pretty sure most of y'all have seen it before, but that was the result of me hearing someone calling her a jointed doll or a Stepford wife. Was I thought about that movie. Now, one of the things I apologize for is that I kind of gave William a little bit too much swag. Um, Instead of like being this very suave, debonair biker, he more or less looks like a midlife crisis on two wheels. But that was not my intention, but it just happened that way. But there you have it. The mannequin. Oh boy. Sometimes I just can't unsee certain things. Yeah, so back to your comments. Oh, by the way, I have been urged again and again, Baron, please, can you change those photos? Well, much love and respect to our faves, to our queens, our two queens, Princess Diana, the Queen of Hearts. I love this photo of Diana. Um, just one of those epic photos where you just remember Diana, the complete essence. Look at how excited the Archbishop or whatever he is there. Everybody people were always so excited when Diana was about because, um, just because. I mean, we loved her. We absolutely loved her. We didn't just like her, we loved her. And everybody felt something when she was gone. And then, of course, there's the queen of everything, our Doria. So I've shared this photo before. This was, I guess, the way I felt in that moment, before everything went south with the family. And so I added the captions to it. And so this is like one of my favorite photos. So Doria, the queen of everything. Doria is the calm of the storm. I just always get that she's very mellow and very measured and just elegant. So I love her too. We love her. So let's get to some last comments before I go. It's Friday. Tomorrow is the day. It is just the day. It is going to be a big day for the Sussexes. We all want to see what Meghan is going to wear. And yes, she's not just a clothes horse she's not a jointed doll. She's absolutely brilliant, but we just want to see what she's wearing. Is that okay? Is that okay? Let me see. Oh, well, welcome to the live chat, Deborah Anderson. I hope you're having a happy Friday. Debbie has been combating the pandemic. So, yeah, you guys give her a hand because she has been combating this pandemic. I won't say what kind of work she does, but she has, she has that kind of work where she has put herself at risk on the behalf of a lot of people. So, let's see what else we got here. I'm excited to hear her and his speech. Yes, that is going to be wonderful. I mean, they're probably going to. So there was, just to be clear, you guys, the Sussexes are receiving an award tomorrow, and then they're also given an award. It'll be the very first time that these, and so this means that the Sussexes, if I'm correct, I believe the Sussexes are going to continue to work with the NAACP to share this award. And I think the award has to do with, um, oh, it's something to do with cyber, and it's something to do with like policing the internet so that people are not mistreated and abused. So I forgot exactly how they named that particular award, but so this is something that will be ongoing. This is going to be an award that will be shared every year, that they have a NAACP for the foreseeable future. I mean, the Image Awards at the NAACP. So this is really brilliant, and I think it just goes to show where the Sussex's commitment is when it comes to social change. Is the idea that this award will be something that will go on after them. So I'm very glad for that. I'm very happy for the Sussexes. And let's see, any more comments? According to Anthony Anderson, he's sitting down with them, so it must be in the studio. Oh no! Oh no! I hope not. I want them red carpet on the stage, and I hope I'm not being too selfish and petty by saying that, but I hope that's not the case. Yeah, and we're in a pandemic, so I mean, I shouldn't be surprised if that is the case, but we're kind of giving up some of the precautions that we've been taking all these months. So I hope it's not just a studio thing. I hope that there's something in the studio, then they'll come out and present, and then they'll do it like that. But if that is the case, well, it is what it is. I mean, but they're out there in California. Why would they? Okay. I think the problem with W chopping the wood is that there's no context. Why is she chopping the wood? And that is a good question. Exactly what was it? I mean, she's out there chopping wood, right? And then she's running about with the children. Okay. And then what? I mean, what was the whole point of that? Okay. Let me see. I'm going to show that photo. There we go. There it is. Yeah, what was the context of it? It's like some type of Eddie Bauer or I don't know, it's like a commercial. It's like one of those where you have the guitar playing in the background and everything. It's like a commercial. There's no reference. There's no point to it. You know? Or how about this one? No, that's too progressive. No, none of those match. Yeah, that's kind of the spirit of it with the guitar. Yeah, but otherwise, there's just no point to this. She's showing that she's relatable. She interacted with the children, and then it was over with. I didn't get the point of it. So, okay, so it's been almost 2 hours. We're going to get out of here soon. Yep. Let this image stay with you for the weekend. I'm sorry to do that to you, but let that stay with you for the weekend. All righty. Let's look for a very, very gracious last word for the day. Please do not make it a compliment toward me. Let's focus on what's going on in the world. Don't worry about me. If you want to say something about the Sussexes or the squad or something like that, that's cool. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Have a lovely weekend. I appreciate it. And I'm glad you joined us here on Royal Sussex. Justice siempre. I like that. Anybody else? something for the weekend, something to say farewell for now, something that unites us and brings us all together. I'm sorry, I had to mute on. So I imagine this is all the places where we can actually watch the BET Awards. Thank you so much for that, Joan Garcia, and thank you for watching. So, okay, that's nice. I appreciate that. But I was hoping for something that would like, okay, cookies and cream. I think you have it. I think I'm gonna have to go with cookies and cream, and thank you for that, Aseta, Paul. Yes, we're gonna pray for Ukraine. We're gonna pray for everyone who has had their lives disrupted anywhere in the world for sure. Oh, let me take this off of the screen. I do apologize. Let me take that away. Okay, so we are going to Ginger Avenger ourselves out of here. We're going to jazz hand our way into the weekend. We're going to do a little jazz hand. Ever since I saw that, I can't unsee it. Just like every time I see this picture, Philip, is that you, Philip? Philip. I cannot stop doing that too. So, Philip. All right. So I'm looking for the comment to say farewell. And I think it was, let me find her. There it is again. Cookies and Cream says, everyone, please stay safe and hydrated. That's the best advice I could take at this moment. No bad energy, so on and so forth. I will see you guys in the live chat tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to do something earlier, but I will definitely do something during the award. And whatever comes up on Twitter or whatever on social media, I'm going to share it as I get it. We can mix it up, talk about it if you guys like. We'll have fun, a little shade, and yeah, so that's what we'll do. So thank you, one and all. Thank you, Cookies and Cream, for our last word of the day. And love you all. Thank you, everybody, for your comments and the super stickers so much. And okay, so we're out of here. Let's Ginger Avenger our way to the weekend. Okay. I was about to leave. Edith, you're here. I'm so glad you're here, Edith. I was about to log out, but we've all been praying and thinking about you, and I'm so glad I caught that before I left. But yeah, Edith, our warmest thoughts have been conveyed again and again. Our prayers and all the positive energy that we can send your way. So I don't know if you're still here or not, Edith, but I'm so glad to see you there. And please go to the community tab because people have been leaving some prayers for you on the community tab. So if you go and scroll back through the community tab, you will find that. So I just wanted to say that before I logged out. So we love you and we're glad you're back. And our thoughts and prayers are with you. So, I'm so glad I caught that. Thank goodness. Okay. End the broadcast, everybody. Have a good weekend.